Hello, Doug here, and I'm excited to talk about today's gorilla training. This is gorilla training number 4, and we're going to talk about training. Get some training. I don't want this to sound like an ad, so when I say get training, it can be from me and it could be from anybody else, but it just needs to be from somebody who has done what you want to do and move forward. So training is an interesting thing, right? First off, we have to know how to train this, and that's why we have gorilla training. It's because if we don't train this, then nothing happens. Basically, our brain is what we use to move us around. Our body moves us around and our brain thinks it and our body takes us. This thing here, though, is connected to our universe, connected to everything around us. And sometimes it just needs some training to get going. And a good example of that is early on when I decided to be a hypnotherapist. I mean, my life was a mess, right? I was in a bad relationship. My business was tanking. I was just like feeling like that big. I mean, lower than that. I mean, I couldn't jump over the curb if I wanted to. I was so low. And I just didn't know how to pull it out. Right? So I got on Google and I started looking, how can I make some changes? How can I improve my life? Man, this one here is like, can I level it up? But I really need to level it up. I need to go way up, right? And I just didn't know how to do it. I had tried and life was not good and it was getting worse by the day. So I remember typing in Google, personal change, personal growth, business growth, anything growth, how can I make these changes? And one of the first things that popped up was hypnosis. And I was like, what? Hypnosis? So I studied hypnosis. How can that help? Well, it can help with depression, anxiety, fears, phobias. It can help with stop smoking, weight loss, addictions. It can help with all kinds of things. And I thought, well, that'll be interesting. And so I looked up hypnotherapy, and there's a ton of courses out there on hypnotherapy. Some of them are a day long and some are 2 weeks long, but I was just like, wow, is it that easy? Then I came across HMI. It's a 2-year program out of Tarzana, California, and I thought, this is the program. If I'm going to learn something, I want to learn all of it. So I joined their program, their school, and went through 2 years of training to become a hypnotherapist, which I actually finished in 9 months because I just loved it. I just like sucked it all in, right? It was like, whoa, where's this information been my entire life? And I just sucked all that in. And they offered me a job and I turned it down and stayed here in Idaho rather than move to California. But I received that training and then I started training and I started doing mentoring. But I received more training. I took Tony Robbins' Creating Lasting Change course I bought from him, which was really expensive at the time, I thought. And then I went through Bob Proctor's training. And then I went through Kirk Duncan's training. Then I went through all kinds of training. I've been through everybody's training. And the reason why I went through their training was because I needed, number one, is I needed the information. I needed to be educated up here on what it meant to have personal growth, to have change, to have direction in my life, to be able to know that I could control my life, to take that ownership so I could make decisions, so that I could set my intention and move forward. I needed to learn all of that stuff. And then I had to take time to apply it. I had to apply it in my life. So I had to take the human needs psychology, the human needs, and apply them in my life so I could get to contribution, so I could start giving back after I had growth and after I had all the things that go in there. So training becomes vital. I didn't know how to do it, so I needed training. I knew my life was a mess. I knew I needed to make changes. I just had no idea how to do it. I had really screwed up my life, and now I had to unmess it up. And that's where training comes in. Training literally saved my life. I don't think I would have learned anything that I know now without it. Because quite honestly, let's be really, really honest, self-help books, personal growth books, personal improvement books, they're really kind of boring. Except that I have a hunger for that information. I have a hunger for improving myself. I have a hunger to have that so I can make a difference in my life, in my family's life, and people around me. And that's what makes it so fascinating, is these principles do. But if I wouldn't have had the training, if I wouldn't have interacted with my professors at HMI, or with Tony Robbins, or with Bob Proctor, or with Kirk Duncan, I wouldn't have learned. And I wouldn't be able to actually do this video, because it's been 15 plus years now. And my life has changed dramatically. Now I'm ecstatic. Now I'm happy. And that's one of the things we'll cover later, is happiness. In fact, it's on here. It's the next video, is be happy. But back to training. Reach out to somebody to get some training. We're doing the Level Up 14-Day Challenge. As you've tracked over 7 days, you should be able to see patterns of deficiency in what you're doing in your activities. And now you're going to build a plan. Well, you may have some areas in there you're going like, I don't know how to do this. Well, reach out, get some training, get some help. Call me, call whoever. This is not an ad for me. This is an ad for everybody who's in the mentoring, coaching, self-help world that helps, so that there's thousands of people that do this. So reach out, find somebody that will work with you, that makes sense for you, and get some training. Buy a book, read a book, buy a seminar, go to a seminar, go to a webinar, do whatever you need to do to get the training. Because once you get the training, it will cut so much time off of your learning curve that you'll be able to move forward. And so I like to look at it this way. There's 3 me's, right? There's 3. There's me, the me I know that nobody else knows. It's all that real personal stuff inside. There's even a me inside of there my wife doesn't know. Just me and me know that information. There's the other me that I know and that everybody else knows. So I know me and you know me, which is pretty cool, because that way we get to interact, because you know me and I know me, and there we get to have good conversations. And I know you and you know you, and that's how it works. But the third me is the me I don't know that you know, that everybody else will know, my trainer will know, people around me, my mentor will know. So I can't see it because I don't know that part of me. And so if I can't see it and I don't know it, I can't take ownership. If I can't take ownership, I can't make any decisions about it. I can't set any intentions about it. And I'm definitely not going to get any training about it, because I just don't know it. And as you get training, as you use a mentor, they're going to see things about you that you don't see. And then they can suggest, hey, why don't you try this? Why don't you do this? Why don't you change this aspect? And it'll make a big difference, huge difference, right? So go out and get some training. I have literally paid thousands and thousands of dollars for my training. So go out and get some training. You don't have to pay thousands of dollars if you don't want to, but get the training. Get the training so you know what to change next and how to do it. It's well worth it. And in the Level Up 14-Day Challenge, you are learning what it is, what the patterns are that you have that are holding you back, and you're writing a plan, and you're going to track that plan so you can see the changes. It would be really helpful if you had somebody that could say, hey, why don't you do this? Take them your plan of change and say, look at this, and I want you to give me your opinion. And just stand there and let them give your opinion. Don't get offended. Don't take anything like, oh, they're picking on me or anything like that. Take ownership. I made this. Take your ownership. These are the decisions I made. Here's my intention behind it. Please read this and then let me know what you think and what direction I can go to make these improvements. It will be worth your time, and you'll be able to level up. So until we do this again, level up and take your life to the next level.